Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw Happy from Fairy Tale. So let's start with the eyes. So we're going to start at the very top on the left side and draw like a large oval. So working our way to the bottom and back up towards the top. Now before we draw the pupil, I'm going to draw the right side first. So starting up at the same height, we'll work our way down to the bottom and then back up to the top. Okay, let's draw the big pupils. So they're big black pupils. So up on the upper side of the left side here, I'm going to draw a big round circle. We'll go ahead and color that all in black. And we'll draw the exact same size pupil on the right side here, right in the middle at the very top. Okay, now that we got that, let's move down towards the nose. So in between the eyes, just around the bottom edge of the eye, we're going to draw the top part of the nose, which is a small little curve. From here, we're going to converge to a center point, just below it, with a slight curve going in. And we'll color that all in black. Okay, now from here, let's draw the upper part of the mouth. So from here, we're going to curve to the left side. So from here, we'll curve a smooth curve to the left side, and then to the right, the same length line. Now halfway between these two curves we're going to draw the mouth. So I'm going to put my finger where the bottom of the mouth would be. So starting here at the bottom of the curve, come down and then back up on the right side. And here let's put a tongue in here. So from on the left side here, I'm just going to draw an upward curve like that. Okay, now let's get into the side of the head. So we're going to come straight down on either side of the eyes, and we're going to bulge out around the cheeks and come down to a very shallow chin area right here. So let's start with the left side first. So starting just about the same height as the eye, I'm going to work our way down with a straight line and start to bump out as we get around the cheek. Now I'm going to work my way around towards my finger with a smooth curve. Let's go to the right side and do the exact same thing but just flipped over. So starting at the same height, coming down, then bulging out a bit. I'm going to curve back around towards the chin. So I'm going to work my way from the chin and just kind of smooth that out there. Let's draw some cheek highlights. So these little ovals just sit below the eye in the cheek area. We got one on the left and one on the right. And then we're going to go into the ears. So now the ears are quite high and they sort of poke out sideways this way. So I'll put my finger where I think the ear tips would be, so right about here. So from this point, I'm going to curve into that point, that line on the side of the head. Let's go to the right side and do the same thing. Curving around to the right side. Now these are going to come in towards the center point. So this is roughly where the center of the head would be. So I'm going to draw that line in first. So right up about here, I'm going to draw a slight little curve in between the eyes. Now let's take this point and connect to that point. We'll connect this side to the top of the right ear as well. Now to draw the inset of the ears, I'm going to go from here to here with a straight line, but I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap. So drawing a straight line, and then now I'm going to trace in the outer edge of the ears on the inside. So again, aiming from here to here, but leaving a slight gap, and then closing that off on the inside. Now we're going to draw some little ear details. So on this side is basically a radial of lines coming from this corner. So I'm going to start with the center one first, and then I'm just going to split that in half on either side. So from here I'm going to go straight out, splitting this side in half, and then splitting that side in half. Let's draw in a couple eyebrows. So up here, I'm just going to draw a little curve above that eye, then a curve on that eye there, and a couple whiskers. So we're just going to go in right about, sort of right by that cheek highlight, and just draw two little whiskers that stick out, left and right. Now we're going to draw in the scarf in the center, below the chin. So here, let's start with a little oval for the knot. Now on the right side, or left side here, I'm going to curve in towards that knot, and on the right side, I'll curve out. Now we're going to go a little bit wider here, and we're going to bring that in towards that center on the left and right with two curves. Now just to show a little bit of wrinkle in the fabric, I'm just going to pull two lines from the center going out. let's draw the little bits, the tips of the scarf. So from here, I move over a little bit, and draw a curve going down, and then curve going back up into that knot. And we'll do the same thing on the right side. And again, drawing a little line on either side just to show a little bit of wrinkle. Let's get into the arms. So I'm going to have the arms sort of folded out. So from where the chin meets this scarf right here, I'm going to curve out towards the tip of the hand. I'm going to round up the tip of the hand here. And then I'm going to pull this back in towards the body and stop roughly about there. Let's go to the right side and do the same thing. So curving out and rounding out the hand. And I'm going to bring this back in towards the body like so. Let's draw some hand details. So there's a palm, little pad here, so a little oval. And then there'll be 5 little dark circles for the tips of the fingers, just around that. Let's go to the right side and do the same thing. So an oval, and then 5 little circles there. Let's get to the side of the body, down towards the legs. So the legs and the body are quite short. So right where my finger is, that's where I want to start the legs. So we're going to do an overlap here. So from here, I'm going to imagine a curve going down towards the leg. I'll leave a bit of a gap here. So I'm just going to curve down this, then down like so on the right. Let's close that gap off there. Now from here, let's draw on some belly. This is a highlight belly color here. So I have to imagine an oval going in behind the scarf. So over here, and go around, just kind of catch the edge of that scarf, kind of tuck that in there. Now let's get up to the legs. So from here, I'm going to draw a straight angled line coming out on the left and on the right. We're going to do an overlap for the foot. So here, the overlap, and just do a curve like an oval, and then just sort of stop at the bottom here. So starting on the right side, curving around an oval, and it's just stopping at the bottom of the foot there. Now this is going to come into a curve for the area between the legs, so curving out like this, and just rounding out the tips there. And again, let's draw the foot pad. So here I'm going to draw a little oval, and then 5 little black dots, and draw an oval here, and then 5 little black dots there. And now let's get into the tail. So we're going to draw a big long tail that whips around. So let's start on the left side of the tail. So from the center, I'm going to draw a curve going down, and come back up, and I'm going to go in the opposite direction now. I'm just turning in the opposite direction there. Now from here, the tail is quite thick on the end, and it gets thinner as it gets to the body. But here, I want it to be quite thick. But I want to show some hairs as it curves around. So I'm going to curve back in, curve out, back in, and back out, and back in. And then now I'm going to curve around and bring this back. So I'm just going to follow this contour all the way back to the body. So from here, I'm just going to curve out and start to follow that same contour and trying to keep that even spacing all the way till I hit the body there. Now just to show a little bit of that detail, because the tip of the tail is white, I'm just going to go right about here and just draw some zigzag lines going across like so. Let's add some little tiny wings. So just to keep it simple, start up by the cheek here and curve up, down, and then sort of flatten out as I get to the end. So then again, so up here by the whisker, we go up, down, and then flatten out right about there. From here, I'm going to just pull this in and just follow that contour of that wing all the way back again. So from here, we go back up, following the outline of that wing in the inside. Now all I have to do here is just take this point, do an overlap, and pull this in like that. Do an overlap here, and just pull that in behind that hand. Let's go on this side. So right about here, and pull this in, do an overlap here, pull this in. If you want, you can just draw a couple little lines like that, just to finish that off. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Happy from Fairy Tale. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please give us a like and share this with your friends, and make sure you check out our anime playlist. We have a ton of characters in there. I'll be adding more every week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.